Everybody is getting affected by these mental afflictions, but very few recognize them. And when they don't recognize, where is the question of treating them? But their consequences are disastrous. If the child is there, which is anger, the mother must also be there, which is desire. Greed is such a thing. Anger rises and subsides, but greed never subsides. It just goes on and on and on. We are going to discuss the functioning of the mind which results in the development of anger, greed, desire, etc. The Vedas call these as manas rog, diseases of the mind. Like there are physical diseases, hepatitis, jaundice, typhoid, etc. We all know about them. So there are also mental diseases, anger, greed, desire, etc. We have never seen them as diseases. We know that we experience anger, but we don't know it's a mental affliction. The Ramayana says, Manas roga kachuk mein gaye hahi sabke lakhi biralan hi paye. Everybody is getting affected by these mental afflictions, but very few recognize them. And when they don't recognize, where is the question of treating them? But their consequences are disastrous. Ek vyadhi vash nar marahi, ye asadhya bahu vyadhi, pīdahi santat jiva kahu, so kimilahi samadhi. Tulsidas Ji Maharaj says, if you get one physical ailment, it cripples you for a whole day. Swamiji, I could not come yesterday, my tooth was aching. One toothache is causing such problems. So, what if so many mental afflictions torment us? What will be the situation of the soul? That is the plight of us souls in the material realm. And hence, this subject behooves a deeper study. The Vedas have separated each strand and given such a perfect analysis that leaves no scope for guesswork or doubt. They start very simply. The two first afflictions, one is anger and the other is greed. Take a look at anger. It is such an awful thing. People who are affected by rage and fury, they lose their intellect. They destroy property, they hurt, injure, and even kill people. A case happened in Uttar Pradesh in India. Two brothers were having a legal battle over their father's property. The mother used to stay with the elder brother. The two of them were Thakurs, the landowners there are called Thakurs. And they love to have big mustaches which they twirl around in a circle, if you see the Thakurs of Uttar Pradesh. Now, the case came up in the court. And the judgment went in favor of the younger brother. In the evening, the younger brother was returning and he was passing by the boundary of his elder brother. And while passing by, he looked and he lifted up his mustache, indicating, I won. The mother said to the elder one, if you have drunk my milk, teach him a lesson. The elder one, in a rage of fury, took a lathi, a staff, and started whacking the younger one until he died. Now, when an inquiry was done, what was the cause of this murder? It came to light that the only problem was that he had lifted his mustache. But the anger that resulted from it was so decimating. This is the anger which destroyed the intellect, the first mental affliction. The second one is greed. Greed is such a thing. Anger rises and subsides, but greed never subsides. It just goes on and on and on. One sadhu, he went to a king's court, and the king said, what do you want? Ask and I shall give you. The sadhu said, Maharaj, I have got my mendicant's bowl. Just fill this up with jewels. The king said, that's all. You have come to the king of this country and you are asking for one bowl of jewels. Ask. The sadhu said, Maharaj, greed is not good. Just fill this one up. The king asked his servants to bring. They kept on pouring jewels into that bowl. And no matter how much they put, it was not filling up. The king's treasure house got emptied. He admitted defeat. He said, O sage, what is the secret of your bowl? The sage said, O king, this is the human heart. It never fills up. No matter how much you have, you want more. Is there any rich person who says enough? Is there any powerful person who says enough? Is there any president or prime minister who says, okay, one term is enough? Even 2 terms, it goes on and on and on. No matter how much of fame, prestige, power, wealth, opulence you get, the nature of greed is it wants even more. So this then is the second mental affliction. It is called lobha, greed. But then, the Vedas say these two are only incidental. The bigger affliction is a third one. Really? What is this third affliction? It is desire. Desire? Yes. What desire? Desire to see, taste, touch, smell, hear. Desire for becoming rich and famous, etc. These desires, the Vedas say, are the biggest affliction of our inner world. You can say, what is wrong with desire, Swamiji? In anger, people commit murder. In greed, their whole life gets wasted. And in desire, they're only wanting, craving. I want rasgulla, gulab jamun. Harmless thing. No, this desire is the mother of anger and greed. Why does anger arise? When you make a desire and it is obstructed, it is unfulfilled, your expectation is unmet, that leads to the outburst of anger. You desired that your child should be obedient and disciplined, and the child did not conform to your desires. It made you angry. You desired that people should offer me respect. They neglected you. You became angry. Anger is always the consequence of an obstructed desire. It can never come without that. One lady came to me and said, Swamiji, everything is all right. I only have one problem. I said, what, Deviji? She said, I've got a lot of anger inside. I said, everything else is all right? Yeah, everything else is all right. I said, impossible. If the child is there, which is anger, the mother must also be there, which is desire. Without desire, anger cannot exist. There's something or the other, which is the desire, which is leading to anger. It may be bodily comfort, it may be the desire for security, whatever. That, when it is being frustrated, is resulting in rage. So now, we have understood when we make a desire and it is hindered, it results in fury. Now, supposing that desire is fulfilled, then what happens? The desire subsides for a little while, and then it comes back with redoubled intensity. That is the enigma of desires. Na jatu kamah kamanam upabhogena shamyati havisha krishna vartmeva bhuya eva bhivardhate. This is a beautiful verse of the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Ved Vyas has written, Na jatu kamah kamana. Kamana or desire is such. It is never going to go away by fulfilling it. If you say, Swamiji, everything is all right, but that one desire I have, if that desire gets fulfilled, then I'll have no further desires. You are a simpleton. Because the moment it is fulfilled, it is going to become double. Just like if you have an itch. Now you say, I have got one little itch out here. Let me scratch it. Now I don't have any itch anywhere. But does it solve the problem? After a little while it comes back, and then after a little while it comes back. So also are all kinds of desires. Ja prati labha lobha adhikai. Slowly, as you keep fulfilling the desires, it results in greed. So what is greed? Greed is an intense desire. When somebody graduates in the university in USA, they think, if I can just become a millionaire, I'll be so happy. So they chase the great American dream in this land of opportunity and freedom. And let us say by the age of 40, you have become a millionaire. Desires fulfilled? Story over? No. Now the desires have multiplied tenfold. It's difficult to believe, but true, that the millionaire's desires are far more. Because now there's the billionaire, I have to get him down. And the billionaire is looking at Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, I have to go ahead of them. So the more you have, the more you want. That is why desire is considered bigger than God. Yat prithivyam vrihiyavam hiranyam pashavastriya nalmekasya paryaptam tasmad etatrayam trajet. This verse says that if one person got all the pleasures of the world, desire would still not find satiation. What is the biggest thing in this world? Think of the mountains. What is bigger than the mountains? The ocean. What is bigger than the ocean? The planet itself. What is bigger than the planet? The solar system. Bigger than the solar system is the Milky Way. And bigger than that is the universe. So the scriptures say, Tatopi asha duratyaya. Human desire is bigger than the universe. Kripaluji Maharaj, my Gurudev, explained it like this. He says, supposing God had created this world such that you made a desire and it was fulfilled. Supposing this facility was given to human beings, still there would be no satiation. Make a desire, let me be a millionaire, here it is. Let me have this kind of home, here it is. Let me have a travel around the world, done. Even then, human beings would go on and on and on desiring for the rest of eternity. So that is why, what is the cause of greed? Fulfillment of desires. Now, supposing we make desires, there can only be one of two options. Either it will be hindered or it will be fulfilled. On fulfillment, it will lead to greed. On obstruction, it will lead to anger. And when anger comes, the Bhagavad Gita says, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhranchat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. The anger creates delusion. Delusion leads to bewilderment of memory. Bewilderment of memory leads to ruin of the intellect. And when intellect is ruined, the soul suffers a downfall. And the whole disease started off through desires. And supposing you reach such a stage where you can give up desires, there is no scope for greed, no possibility of anger, and all subsequent afflictions disappear. That is why the Kathopanishad says, that fortunate soul who has gotten free of desires becomes like God.